All right, we're going to do chapter 13. We're going to do the practice one in there first, do this little thing that they have there, so I can show you how to set stuff up. Okay, so we're going to start with the new one, all right, but this time, English, sheet metal. So let's open up the sheet metal, we'll hit create, and we're going to start with our 3D sketch. Now, before we do that, though, we need to go ahead and set up our sheet metal defaults. So we're going to click here, and we're going to click this, okay? That's going to bring up this window right here, and we want a new one. All right. Book says, call it 16 gauge mild steel. So 16, capitalized gauge, please. Mild and steel. Proper nouns. Okay. All right. Material, mild steel. Thickness, 0.0625. Now we're going to do our default K factor. Okay. So when we hit this, it's going to ask us if we want to save edit. Say yes. All right, now, new again. This is going to be V bend, once again, and then 16 gauge. Remember, proper noun, so first letter's always capitalized, everything. All right, we're going to save that as our new local style, and our K factor is going to be 0.41. Like so, okay? Spine factor value is that. We're going to hit save and close. Change our sheet metal rule to 16 gauge mini steel. Change this by sheet metal rule, mild steel, and then V bend right here, okay? You can also change this to just mild steel right here if you want to. You don't have to because it's set up in here, but that's it. So we'll apply that. And we're ready to start drawing. All right, now we're going back to 2D sketch just like we normally do. We're going to pick our XY plane. All right, we're going to start in the middle. Oh wait, I forgot a setting. Let me finish that. We'll come back to it in just a second. Go back to sheet metal defaults. Get that. Things good there. Oh, unfold rule, I believe. Okay. Good, right, unfold rule. K factor, spline factor, that's good. All right, so everything's set there. Now let's get our bend, okay? We're going to change that from straight to round. Thickness is going to be times, so put a star, 1.5, okay? Almost forgot that, it's pretty important. Okay, so we'll save and close that. Everything's still good. Now we'll start our sketch. So we'll go back into the sketch we started. All right, so we're going to start in the middle with the circle. And we'll just draw this little sketch. It's on page 13-12. Rectangle here. That's not a rectangle. There we go. There, and then half of that. So what you got to do is just say this. We'll place it now. I'm going to pick that. Divide by 2. See? You can do the same thing with this one. Okay? Whoop. Alright, so here we are. We'll go ahead and finish this up. And I'm just going to throw some rectangles in real quick. All right. This is going to be 1.23. And we'll pick this, divide by 2. All right. We'll pick this, make sure this stays. All right. And these will be 1/8 of an inch, 0.125. Now, to the centers of these is going to be the thing. Let's see how deep we go. We go 0.25 deep. So I can just do this, 0.25, and that's got both of those. And there you go. Same dimension on both. Now, trim. Make sure we got everything. And we'll just trim out in here. It's fighting me today. We'll straighten these out. Sheesh. Get these collinear. Get those collinear. All right, so now we got everything straight. 3, 3, 3, 3. Everything's good. Oop. Oh, I gotta draw a line. So we'll just draw this line right here. We're gonna mirror across that. So I'm gonna pick all of this, mirror, pick line. Pick that line I just drew, hit apply, and hit done. It really doesn't like you to dimension, limit to trim stuff that has dimensions on it, so we'll take those off for now. And then put it right back on again. We'll accept that. All right, so there's that. All right, so we'll finish that. Face. And it'll automatically do the depth. So what we can do is we can come over here and we can inspect, measure. All right, make sure our precision is set to 4. Pick this, and it's got a 0.0625 inches. We're good. So we can hit done, and it's already made out of the right stuff. Now, we're going to do our flanges. So what we want to do is we want to turn this back this way so we can see the back edge. Okay. Go back to sheet metal, go to flange. We want that to be a 1/2 inch long. All right. Unfold options is good. Bend is good. Corner is good. Go back to shape. 0 selected. We're going to pick just this one. Okay, made that flange. Bang. There we go. So here's our flange. All right, now we're going to do our next sketch. So we'll pick that. All right. We're going to draw the sketches on page 13-18. Okay. And I'm just going to use a slot. Center to center. All right, and then there's another slot on the inside of that one. And there we go. Now, I'm going to dimension this 1.125. All right, this is going to be 0.125 as well. This is going to be 0.6. 0.06, that is. And that's got the inside. Now, dimension from here to this outside one, 0.820. Now, from here to there, it'll be 0.4. And we got a line that comes up from here. All right, so we're just going to go up in that direction. All right, so now let's put a dimension on that. There we go. 150. All right, then we'll extend this line. I'm going to trim this little corner off. Now I'm going to delete this. All right, so that's got to come out. So I'm going to come over and I'll put me another line. Don't want to line up with that. That's because it'll lock it into place. So I'm going to see how they come off of that a little bit. Now, that dimension is going to be 0.5. And from the center point to the top of that, 0.25. All right. And then from here to here, it's going to be 0.65. All right. Now I'm going to draw a line from here. And I'm going to touch that. There we go. See the parallel? Now I'm going to extend that and extend that. All right. Draw the line halfway. Pick mirror. Mirror line. Select your line, hit apply, hit done. Now we can erase that. And time to do face again. Check and make sure it goes the right direction, which it is. Hit apply, and there's our face. All right, now, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, one thing we could do is we could just draw this thing, right? But there's an easier way. So, let's look at our origin. X, Y, see that YZ plane? It kind of goes right through the middle of everything, doesn't it? See? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, here, we're going to pick this, and we're going to pick features, that is. Let me cancel that. I was on the wrong thing. Mirror. Features. Pick that feature, pick that feature. And it was the YZ plane, right? So mirror plane, click YZ, and there it is. Hit OK, and we're good to go. Now, I'm just going to put here YZ, uncheck visibility. There we go. Why it's still visible is beyond me. Okay, so there's those two sides. Now we got to do our cut. Okay, so we're going to get that same plane, the YZ plane. New sketch. I'm going to F7 that. And we're just going to do another slot. Okay, so there we go. Now that slot is going to be the same size as that line, basically. So from there to there, 0.25. Go ahead and accept that. This is going to be 0.06. And our dimension is going to be 0.3 from this edge. So there to there. 0.3. And there we go. Now we can finish that. All right, so here's our sketch. All right, so we want to cut both directions. And our profile's already picked. Just hit OK, and it cuts our two holes. So there we go. All right. Now we want to do some bending. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here and sketch on this face. All right, I'm just going to draw a line. Somewhere around in here, doesn't matter where. Make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to dimension that from the center. I want that to be 0.6. Okay. Now, I'm going to project geometry, and I'm going to project these two lines. And I'm going to use those to trim. There we go. Go ahead and delete that line since I don't need it. There we go. We'll trim here, trim here. Now I'm going to delete those two lines. Take that one out, take that one out. That leaves me with that one line, okay? So now we're going to go to the fold feature. Go to sheet metal, finish your schedule. Fold, it's the second one, all right? Now, we're going to set our fold angle, or fold location to start of bend, okay? Center line of bend, start of bend, right there. So that middle one, okay? Now, select the line, all right? See that? We want to bend the top down. So we'll hit apply, and there we go. Unfold options the same, bend options the same, okay? All right, so I'm going to do a mirror image of that. So mirror, feature, mirror plane, it was YZ, right? And there you go. All right. And those are the only ones that we're doing. It's just those top two. All right, so now we've got our feature finished, okay? Got our bends, everything's happy, hunky, wonderful, fine, and great. Now, we want to do a flat pattern. So you're just going to hit this, and there's your flat pattern. See how you've got the bend lines here and here? Go back to fold apart. Now, let's say that we didn't like that bend. let's say we went back to this fold and we wanted to edit the feature. Okay, so right now we've got a folder election there, start of bend, end of bend, center line of bend. So if I put it on center line of bend, let's see what happens. Okay, look at there, bends in a different spot. All right, now we'll go back to our flat pattern, and we've got our bend line, as you can see, is in a different spot. And so that's how that works. All right, now what I want you to do is create the 2D sheet metal drawing from this. Okay. So once you've gotten to this point, okay, let's go back to folded part. Now, new, and just pick your drawing, okay? And let's see, we're going to go with that B-size sheet, so we will create. All right. Edit sheet, B-size, okay? Now, I'm going to take and delete this. Okay, I just want the paper right now. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna go back to part 1. Let's go ahead and rename it. So I do believe it was called the actuator bracket. So actuator bracket. And there's our mass and properties and all that. Okay, so we're good there. Now let's go ahead and save that. And we're going to call this chapter 13, practice, or tutorial, whichever one you want to call it. All right, so there's that. Now let's go back to drawing 1, and we'll do our base view. All right, so let's pull this over here, put one up top, put one over to the side. There's our 3 views, and let's go ahead and throw this one over here. All right. So we got those views. We're going to hit OK. Now we're going to go back to base. Now, come over here, flat pattern. All right. Now I'm going to drag that over here. And hit OK. And now we've got our flat pattern out there. All right. Now, come up here to dimensions. Where's retrieve? Retrieve model annotations. Pick the front view. And see, it just sticks them all in there. So there's all your dimensions, right? Let's hit OK on that. Now, go through and decide which ones you want to keep and which ones you don't. We'll do it like the book did it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That 133 out there it is. Pop that one down there. Delete that one. Delete that 06. Remember, you can double click, go to precision, change that, right? All right, so there's that. And we can make these a little bigger. So let's see. Grab that, right click, edit view, and it's 1 to 1. Let's go 2 to 1. Nah. 1.5. Yeah, that makes everything bigger. Okay. All right, and if you look on the next page, we've got these. So retrieve, pick, apply. Doesn't look like any of these are very useful. Put that one on this side. Go ahead. As you can see, we're just putting the stuff on here. And finish dimension it as you would. Okay, just like the book shows. But anyway, that's the basic way of how you're going to lay this thing out. All right, so what we'll do is we'll use this same method when we do the ones at the end of the book, and I will see you for those later.